So yeah, I got back from the kitchen, got my milk and another coffee, and I gotta go back and pour myself a cup, and that's it. So yeah, I don't. What time did I stay up? I think we're around until midnight. It's pretty close to midnight because I didn't hit the rack till about 1. I went downstairs and did a little more work on. I've got 2 major projects on the bench that I really need to get off before I take something else on. One of them is a Macintosh stereo receiver out of the late 60s, which is solid state. And at the same time, I came across a Sansui 1000, which is out of the early 60s, all vacuum tubes. And I'm in the process of recapping it, cleaning it up, and it's going to go into probably the old car barn. We're going to have a nice vintage tube-based stereo system. It has an internal AM and FM tuner. The FM tuner uses Newsistors, 62W4s. So I finally have a place to use that stash of Newsistors I have. So I'm anticipating finishing that stuff up probably in a week or so. Anytime after that's kind of fair game. Any evening. So if you wanted to, oh wait a minute, my sister's coming over last week in November for Thanksgiving. So probably the first week of December. How's that? Monday afternoon, so I only work Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays.
Now the beam is 180 degrees around.
So having Monday off and work the weekend dips over, so that's so Monday night, why don't we shoot for that? That's the night. Or even in the afternoon, show up late, maybe 4 or 5, something like that. How's that? Let's set it up for, let's say, oh wait, what's that? Take a break for the AM sked on 20 meters. Yeah, show up at 5 o'clock, that'll work.
That's beam. The beam is northeast towards W2VW. swing it back around to the southwest.
I still have a dream of making an HP 180 work in high five, but it's going to be a tough. Got that stupid 50-piece thing I got that. Anyway, no, apparently not. You know, I've modified a lot of these receivers over the years, and I think at some point,
That's the beam to the southwest.
I wasn't going to be doing much of it anymore, so I didn't save a lot of it. Documentation on it, and I assume 45 I modified, but no big schematic along where I can figure it out. I remember all that stuff. They're all the same, pretty much. So we can do that. Is that a 145 or a 145X?
I don't know who the other station is. I do not know.
So maybe we see us also tomorrow again on the weekend here on 29 Max on good conditions. This is Alpha Hotel 5 for Papa Kilo. We will QRT now. Thank you.
Talked to him a little bit ago. He comes through nice.
Today, you know, it was a little while. I didn't have anybody living with me, so when I first got divorced and everything, I was by myself and working nights. Just what I needed. I liked it. I didn't have the type of job where I just had to keep grinding and grinding. It was a dispatch job, so
That's not coming through as good as it was.
Lumbo radio as well, so you're not still.
There's Mervyn. Mervyn's in Wales. He's kind of weak. PW8TVG.
15nov13.
Okay, Rick, well, you're doing very well here. Tell me before we go too far, do I have the Kenwood TS590 set up just about right, over?
Yeah, sounds great to me. As good as I've ever heard.
Very good. Well, I'm still learning how to adjust this thing on AM. It's not a simple matter of punching the AM
These guys
button.
are west of me.
You have to make some adjustments in the levels of the audio and things like that, and it's quite different from sideband, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't splattering all over the place. We're running 20 watts. The antenna, Rick, is a 80-meter dipole, and I'm feeding the thing in the center with 600 ohm homebrew ladder line, and the antenna's up pretty good in the air. It runs north-south, about 50 feet in the air, flat. It's not inverted V. And it generates lobes to the northeast and to the northwest. So I generally do pretty well up into your area and also into the New England area. There's some gain off the antenna up that way. What is your station there, Rick? What are you running? VE6CQ from K5WLT.
Yeah, I'm fine. Fantastic. Well, I wouldn't do anything else. I wouldn't change anything any differently than what you've got right now. That's for sure. It's strapping, and it's an early time on the air here on 10. So I'm hoping today's a good day because it's certainly looking good out here. A friend of mine here just sent me a note and said that he didn't think the band was all that great today, but so far here, the band looks pretty good. I'm running an ICOM, an old ICOM 751, heavily modified here for AM, and into a Sugar Baker 200 into a high gain CH11. So there's a bit of gain going up the top here. 4 elements active on this band, so the ERP comes up pretty quickly then when you start putting a carrier into it. So it works okay. So that's the operating condition here. That antenna that you just were describing should be good for multi-band operation. I would imagine you're probably using it all over the place and having some pretty good success with it. Ronnie, K5WLT, Victor Echo 6 Charlie, Quebec.
VE6CQ from K5WLT. Yes, Rick, that was the whole idea of putting this antenna up, was to get some kind of multi-band antenna here. I had been very restricted with coaxial fed dipoles,
Boy, these guys
and I just really got tired of it. Poles and wires and coax everywhere, and I still couldn't work all the bands. So and we put up one decent antenna and took all the other stuff down. Excuse me. We took all the other stuff down, and this is all we got now, except for my 160 meter tower. I have a quarter wave base insulated tower on 160 and a 6 meter homebrew beam. Rick, I think I've heard you on 15 meters talking to some people there. Do you operate quite a bit of 15 meter AM? VE6CQ K5WLT, over.
Yeah, in fact I do. I do a lot of 40, 15, 20, and 10. 40, 15, 20, and 10 are the bands that I'm active on. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. AM on 20. I didn't realize that was going on. About what frequency, over?
Well, that's interesting because the official log frequency for AM on 20 is 286, but the fact that it's been so difficult to get a frequency or to get a clear frequency, most of the AMers are now moving up above that and finding any open window between basically 280 and the top of the band. So we're no longer sticking to those assigned frequencies because nobody seems to care. The sideband operators don't seem to care that we have a little area up there that we'd like to call our own, so instead we'll just go scatter around wherever there's holes. So that seems to have worked much better than trying to find kind single sideband operators. Go ahead.
Okay, Rick, I understand. Well, thank you for the information. I'll start snooping around on 20 there now that I have an antenna that will work there. And no linear yet, so I can't do anything to pump up the power. Just have to do whatever the rice box will do here. And it'll do 25, but its little tongue is hanging out. It gets hot. So we keep it down 15 to 20 watts for these longer AM transmissions. Well, Rick, I'll say 7-3s, and glad to meet you there for the very first time. Maybe we'll talk next on 15. As I hear you guys up there, might break in. Right now, all I'm hearing is you. I do not hear the stations you're working, so the band is open to your area from South Texas and across to Europe. I'm hearing some stations from Europe on AM, but they're not very strong. It's been a pleasure meeting you there, Rick. 73s, and your station sounds very, very good. VE6 Charlie Queen, K5WLT in Texas, 7-3.
Yeah, okay, super, Ronnie. Thanks again for saying hi. Couldn't quite miss your signal, and congratulations on the great installation there. Working very well. K5WLT from Victor Echo 6 Charlie, Quebec, VE6CQ in Western Canada, listening on 10 a.m. Hello, Mr. J. How are you? There's somebody else underneath you there. Just hang on. Who's under J? I hear somebody, but no audio. Is it K9 Alpha Sierra Echo, and then there's a guy with no audio. So there's two guys coming back to me. K9 Alpha Sierra Echo, then somebody else with a good carrier but no audio. Let me just pick up KA9 ASE or something like that, and then I'm going to get back to my friend Jay, who's waiting here on the frequency. K9 or KA9 ASE. This is Victor Echo 6 Charlie Queen. Name is Rick, Romeo India Charlie Kilo, and the QTH is Calgary. How do you copy? Yeah, you doubled with me. Have I got your call right? KA9 ASE? Well, my name is Rick, and the location is Calgary in Western Canada. You're 5 and 7, okay? I appreciate that. Thanks so much, Tom. And I've got you in the log from Highland, Indiana, not far from Gary, with a DS440 and a 18 ABQ at the time, and you just got your license a few years before that, right? It sure helps when you get a confirmation that it's working. Thanks again. Have fun. Enjoy the band opening while it lasts, because nobody knows how long it's going to last. Yeah, very good. The station that was trying to break me with no audio, are you there? Did you get your mic fixed? Ooh, signal went way down. The station RHK, give me the call. Yeah, your signal just dropped tremendously from earlier, Ken. Yeah, I've got you. Not that strong right now, but I do hear you. It's Rick in Calgary here. About a 5 and 5 on the peak right now. KA5 RHK, Victor Echo 6 Charlie Queen. Yeah, okay. Can't stay in here, Ken. I've got a friend waiting. So 73 from Calgary, K5RHK, Victor Echo 6 Charlie Queen. Good morning. Hello, Jay. I just thought I'd get in here this morning just to see what's going on. Band sounds good to me. I don't know. How is it to you?
More likely to be 6 inches on that. That's
Yeah, fine. Into MGA, Victor Echo 6 Charlie, Quebec. That's interesting too. I haven't heard any of that so far, but the day is very young here, and like I said, the band is just opening up, so I don't know what's going to happen. Guess we'll find out. I hear signals. That's always the first thing, is tune through the bands, and particularly the single sideband portion, which you can use this local pretty good indicator that the 10's going to be okay. So I'm hoping that's the case today. Been communicating with Glenn here a little bit, and we had a nice chat yesterday, which was great. Don't know how the band's going to be today. We'll find out in a bit here as we get our normal propagation window.